everyone. It's Rhonda with Dog Days Consulting. I'm back. I wanted to follow up and piggyback on a video I did the other day about presenting and writing as a side hustle in the veterinary industry. So I am a social media manager. I own a social media company. I'm also a CVPM, which is a certified veterinary practice manager, a compassion fatigue professional. I also have a couple of certifications in digital media. And I have, throughout my career, kind of formulated a plan for myself to have multiple income streams. And in another video, I'll get into how I got here and how I got to that point in my career and why I'm no longer actually in a veterinary practice managing. So that's a whole different story, and I'll record that one soon, I promise. But I wanted to follow up because I posted a video recently, one of our first videos, about how I got into presenting and writing and earning, side hustle money doing that. And yesterday I actually got to do a webinar and I presented on dental marketing and getting your practice ready to promote Dental Health Month, which is in February. Basically, my concept is if you create a plug and play SOP for marketing and for creating marketing plans, then it doesn't matter if it's Dental Month or any month. You can just promote whatever the topic is, and then you've got these checklists of things to follow. So that way you don't miss anything. The folks over at Pet Desk and Vetstoria asked me to do this talk about marketing, right? And the reason they found my stuff is they read an article I wrote about it. So this is a prime example of how you can do one thing that turns into another thing. And I absolutely love the concept of that. And as I went along and as I was formulating some of the stuff that I talk about and write about, I just created lists, as I was going through my day, as I was taking note of conversations I was having or seeing things on social media that people were talking about. I would just make a list. It's in my phone. And I also had like a notebook, like a literal notebook of blog post ideas and video ideas and article ideas of just things that I thought would be helpful and things that I knew about, answers that I had to some of the questions that I saw, that kind of thing. From that, I wrote that article for Veterinary Practice News, and they saw it and wanted me to kind of expound on that and make it a little more checklisty and so on and so forth. So we did that, and together we kind of developed this talk. Well, I developed the talk, but from that we kind of just went with, here are some other ways that you can support your marketing efforts by using additional technology in your practice. And it just turned into something really awesome. That was really, really exciting. And then I also sent over some information about checklist, and Pet Desk and Vetstoria created those checklists, and they're sending it out to the attendees, which is fantastic. So from an article that I wrote last year to a webinar that I gave yesterday to now there's tangible assets in practice managers' hands on how they can do marketing for things that they want to do in the practice. It's fascinating to me, and I absolutely love it, and I get charged from it. But I will tell you some of the truth that went into the background of that. Preparing for a presentation is not easy. It takes work. And so you have to write outlines. You have to make sure the flow works. You have to create your slide deck and make sure you know what you're going to talk about per slide. There's a lot of details that go into that as well. I have my own system. Everybody has their own method for doing it. I try to create an outline and keep in mind how many slides I'm going to need based on how long I'm going to talk. If I'm going to do a 50-minute talk with 10 minutes of Q&A, then I need to make sure I have enough slides that's going to fill up 50 minutes. You don't want to have 5 slides and have to spend, 10 minutes on each slide. That can be a little tough, like coming up with things to talk about for 10 minutes on a slide. So make sure that you've got your numbers balanced, and I always pay attention to that stuff. I also don't want to get too detailed. Too much information, you can kind of overload your audience, and you don't want to do that. You want to give them enough information that they have a concept of what you're talking about. But if they want to seek more information, they can, and they can find it easily. If you overload them with way too much detail and go into your whole master's thesis about this whole thing, you can kind of lose your audience because they just get glassy-eyed and it's just too much. Little things that I pick up as I go along. Some of the other things that I want to encourage you to do if you're looking at getting into public speaking or writing is put yourself out there. Just go on social media, start building your channels, connect, network with people, tell people what you're interested in and what you want to do. I've had a lot of people just message me on LinkedIn and say, hey, I know you work with organizations finding content. I would really like to get into this. And we just start that conversation, or I just, give them a few ideas of where they could get started. And just having those conversations is really inspiring and really uplifting. So I really encourage you just to reach out to people, start looking for your own little mentors in the industry, look for people who are doing what you want to do and follow them. Follow their path, talk to them, engage with them. Just, if anything, watch what they're doing and support their social media. If you see them on Facebook and Instagram and all their channels, go like and comment, support and help them grow. And in the meantime, you're learning what they're doing and you're learning more about how they are building their brand, and start mimicking what they're doing. Now, don't copy, just mimic some of the philosophies and the techniques that they're following to build their brand. And then also, I recommend keeping in mind the people you don't want to follow. And the reason I say that is you kind of want to watch what others are doing, the things you don't like about it, or the things that you would change. Don't go after them about it, but I'm just saying, note some of the stuff that just personally turns you off and you don't enjoy or you don't like about other people's brands. Share people's work, help support others, lift others up. I really, really, really want to encourage you not to go into personal networking with the, what can I get out of it mentality. It won't work and you get shut down. It's just not going to serve your industry. It's not going to serve you. It's not going to serve building the brand. So really try to get your mind wrapped around what you're trying to accomplish with your brand and on social media, and how you can serve others through it. The whole concept of digital media and Google and YouTube and everybody is providing relevant, useful information to the masses. So if you are creating content for yourself, you're not serving the masses. So keep that in mind, and always remember your audience and who it is you're trying to connect with. It really, really does make a difference. So yesterday with this webinar, there were about 120 people in the webinar. Lots of comments, lots of questions, lots of engagement. People were really active and interested. And that's really, really amazing. I really appreciated it. I am very, very grateful to my friends at Pet Desk and Vetstoria for inviting me to do that, and for having me, and just for having the idea and the creativity to put it out there, and the drive to create educational content for their audiences. So that's awesome. So that's all I have for today. I just wanted to follow up, touch base, let you know how it went yesterday, and the fact that, I wrote an article, it turned into a presentation, and a larger audience was affected by it. So that's really good. So I'm going to go rest. I am tired. Being on is exhausting. And so now there's a little bit of recovery time I need. Plus I got some ideas from yesterday about some new articles and some new videos that I want to make. So I'm going to go note those down, and that way I don't forget them. And then I'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.